We're back to making fun of the Cleveland Browns. We're back to making fun of Dillon Gabriel. We're on Shedeur Sanders' watch. We're on Stefanski getting fired watched. But today, there's some more news and reports and more reactions to Shedeur Sanders not getting any reps with the first team. More about his practice reports. More nuggets about that. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're vibing to football here. We're looking at what's going on with the Browns. I'm helping you win your fantasy leagues. We're looking at other stories, more side quests around the league as well. Click that button. Stop missing out. But Mary Kay has said some interesting stuff today about how they're bringing along Shedeur, how he's looking, and if they actually have plans for Shedeur Sanders.
Well, I think right now what everyone needs to realize is the Browns are continuing to bring Shedeur Sanders along. They're not punishing him. They're not stashing him away in some kind of room where nobody can see him. They're not doing wrong by Shedeur Sanders. They're bringing him along at the pace they feel he needs to be brought along at, but they're really excited about what they're seeing in Shedeur. And so they're not going to trade Shedeur away before they know what they have in him. They're excited about what they're seeing. And the thing that they're seeing the most is the thing that they've already known about him, and that is his elite accuracy. He's got a natural feel for the game in that way. So they're excited to see that, and it's probably going to happen at some point this season. I don't know when. Dillon's going to have to find a way to score some points to keep his job, but at some point, Shedeur is going to get a chance to go out there and show off that elite accuracy and do what he can do with this offense. But once again, I don't think it's going to be easy for anybody throwing passes to, this young and sort of inexperienced group right now.
Shedeur Sanders is not getting reps with the first team. They're trying to get creative with it, but he has not had much experience, or any experience really, with the starters. Training camp, OTAs, minicamp. What if he has to come in? What if Dillon Gabriel gets hurt and he has to come in? Now your insurance policy is not ready.
What kind of business is it when you've got a 5'9" quarterback running around and could twist an ankle, and Shedeur would have to play Sunday in Foxborough, and he's not getting any reps? That seems like bad preparation, no?
It does. You wouldn't question it if you had a backup.
If it was Kelly Holcomb, yeah, right. If it was, yeah, right. I wouldn't. It's not. It's a kid he hasn't taken first-round team reps with anybody yet.
It's almost like, the coach is saying, okay, you gave me 2 rookie quarterbacks. I'm going to prepare one of them, and we'll see what happens if he goes down.
Well, that's not fair to Shedeur. If he were to go in this game, God knows what he would look like, Tony.
Stefanski knows his job is over once he has to go to another quarterback, a la Shedeur Sanders. He knows it's done. He's probably getting fired that next week. And that's probably another L because Shedeur's coming in late into the game. Gabriel has jacked up that game, or it's a rough game where he got hurt. So he's putting all his chips in Gabriel's basket. So he has every chance to succeed.
They are 2-5, and a large reason is the quarterback situation. At one time, they had a surplus of quarterbacks. Now you're down to 2 rookies. And it just never made sense from the start. And it seems like every move they've made with the quarterbacks causes you to scratch your head. From the very day of the draft, you could go back to the trade for Pickett. Okay, the only thing I agreed with signing Flacco. And everything else has been, oh my gosh, now we're going that way. It's like if you chart the plan, whatever it is, it looks like a zigzag. Instead of a straight line, a curve going up, and the situation getting better, it goes this way, then that way, this way, and that way. It makes.
He's putting eggs in his basket while Gabriel's hoping that 5-yard passes end up into 20-yard gains with his wide receivers.
Like I've said before, you want explosives in the pass game. Not only vertical throws, but also maybe a 5-yard throw that can go for 20. So any explosives really help.
It's a struggle developing 2 rookies. It's really hard to figure out how to allow them to get the workload when you're trying to game plan, and this is in season, especially when you whiffed in training camp, putting these 2 rookie quarterbacks feet to the fire with competition, which you neglected to do. Now you got Gabriel getting all the reps and Shedeur Sanders just playing off to the side, getting some reps here and there.
You have to maximize opportunities, even if there aren't a ton of reps to go around. You got to be creative with how you create some extra reps, specifically to get Shedeur ready if you can't get a bunch of reps there. So the good news is both guys are bought in and doing a good job of working hard and understanding how important those opportunities are, to be ready for the team. So it is a unique situation. I don't know how many times it's probably happened, but probably not a lot. And we have the right two guys mentally right now in their demeanor and how they're prepping and how they're coming to work every day. I think we've put together a good plan, starting with Kevin and then pouring through the rest of the staff to make sure that those guys feel prepared to go play on Sunday.
Shedeur needs more practice. Like, he needs more opportunity. He spent all summer throwing to equipment guys and future car salesmen. Like, he did not get the opportunity he needed to get ready for the season.
Shedeur is not going to get any reps with the starters in practice. That's what Stefanski came out and said today. All those reps are going to go to Dillon Gabriel. He did acknowledge that Gabriel got starting reps when Flacco was the starter here. Is that the right approach with how he should be handling this?
Yes, it is. Give Dillon Gabriel every rep he can possibly get, every chance to be successful. And then when you decide, if you decide that you've seen enough, then give Shedeur Sanders every rep possible, every chance to be successful. I think it goes both ways. When Shedeur gets his opportunity, which I still suspect that he will, I don't think you want to take away any of his reps. I think you want him to see, especially him, to see everything as much as he can.
Like, we watched practice. We watched the live tweets. It was an hour into practice, and then we're waiting for Shedeur to come up, and he'd all of a sudden come in, then bam, complete 70-80% of his practices. Practice over. But not much opportunity with the first team, second team.
The Browns aren't intentionally trying to do anything but help the guy. And I think that gets overlooked. You don't want him to play before he's ready and he goes out and doesn't succeed. And that apparently, along with their like of Dillon Gabriel, is why he's not playing right now. It is pro sports. Sometimes teams like players more than other players. That happens in sports, folks.
Really?
Yeah, sure does.
Is there anybody that likes Gabriel?
Yes.
I think he's doing an okay
parents
job.
Speak very highly of him. His dad's a football coach.
And that's it.
No, Andy, I think he's shown that he can play in the league. He has shown that he can be here a long time. What he hasn't shown yet is that he's anybody's franchise quarterback.
Are they going to win games with Dillon Gabriel? That's the big question here. Are they going to win games with Dillon Gabriel? How's that going to do it? Is it in spite? Would it be in spite of Dillon Gabriel? Kind of like last week, where he could have thrown 2 picks, missed on a lot of plays, and I'm watching Twitter, like more tape grinders is coming out with more plays where he whiffed, where it's just getting worse.
Well, yeah, he's a starting quarterback. They're trying to win the game. And he's clearly behind, so he needs all the reps he can get, right?
Well, people are comparing this to when they had Flacco. Why was Dillon Gabriel getting some of the snaps? And it's like, well, this is clearly a different situation.
Why are we trying to make sense of any of this?
Flacco was the veteran that, by all accounts, didn't need to get everything. Like, you wanted the understudy to get some work in. But now the understudy is the starter, and he's young and needs all the reps he can get. It's just because they drafted Shedeur, that's the only reason we're having this discussion. Like, I just looked at the Browns, the vaunted, well, now it's kind of a mythical one, the quarterback jersey, to look at all the quarterbacks on the back to try to think about who we had these kind of fights over. And there's very few. And the reason we had very few is because we have another guy that people want to see. That's the only reason that we're debating Dillon Gabriel every day. Like, if he was just a third-round pick by his lonesome, I don't think we'd be having 90% of the arguments that we have.
Isn't it something like 67% of his passes or something like that? That's a number getting thrown around the internet. Some 60+% of his passes are under 10 yards. Mm-hmm. Like, guys, he needs all the help he can get. If you want the other guy to start, I don't want to say his name because it just ends up being everybody gets in and gets nuts about it. And I think, well, both sides seem to be pretty nuts. I want to live in reality here. The guy's throwing under 67% of his passes, or over 60% of his passes under 10 yards. Like, you're going to get your chance, probably more sooner than later, because that's the number 3 rush defense in the NFL you're taking on Sunday against the New England Patriots. So guess what? You're probably going to have to be sharp, and you're going to have to throw the football. And if he can't throw the football, you got a bye week coming up. You guys do the math. I'm not saying it's going to be his Waterloo, because who knows, but the guy needs all the help he can get. And none of this has made sense from August.
And Stefanski's getting fired. He's getting fired. It's a matter of when. When is that going to happen? And he's putting all his eggs in the Dillon Gabriel basket right now. A guy projected to be a lifetime backup quarterback. The only team that wanted to take him in the 3rd round. Top 100 pick. And you're looking at this like, come on, man. When's this going to happen? Like, eventually, they're switching over to Shedeur. If you listen to a lot of these interviews, beat writers, radio stations, they say it. They're eventually switching to Shedeur. Like, they say it. They're switching to Shedeur. It's happening. Mary Kay, I know a lot of you guys hate her. However, she softly said it. Like, they're eventually switching to Shedeur.
And it's probably going to happen at some point this season. I don't know when. Dillon's going to have to find a way to score some points to keep his job. But at some point, Shedeur is going to get a chance to go out there and show off that elite accuracy and do what he can do with this offense. But once again, I don't think it's going to be easy for anybody throwing passes to, this young and sort of inexperienced group right now.
The inverse to that is Dillon Gabriel ain't it. Dillon Gabriel ain't it. That's the inverse to that. So what's that going to look like? Stefanski's ass getting fired. Stefanski's getting fired because he's got all his eggs in the Gabriel's basket right now with the practice reps, getting him ready. And I get it. He's a rookie. Shedeur's a rookie. But also Shedeur is your insurance policy, like no reps. Like, I'm talking about not even a series here and there throughout the week, and that's it. Like, you do need, like, the pace of the play. You do need to get a good feel of the game. You're not really getting. He spent all summer with equipment guys and car salesmen playing behind them. 3rd team, 4th team, whatever. Not looking good. Not looking good when it comes to developing. They're not developing him. They're not developing Shedeur Sanders. They're trying to talk you into, hey, we're trying to mix in the reps. We're trying to do this and that. We saw this all training camp. We saw this. And what we're seeing and what we're hearing is he's off to the side, just throwing deep balls, showing that accuracy. The arm's coming in. They may want to bring him along slowly to get him adapted to their system while Gabriel gets all the wide receivers in the hospital. While he does that, get a lot of head trauma here for the Browns pass catchers. But when you're looking at this, it's eventually going to happen. It's eventually going to happen. And everybody thinks this. Everybody knows this. The Dillon Gabriel jokes online. It's running rampant. It is running rampant. Stefanski, just with a scarcity mindset, not developing his players. Not developing his players. Just trying to hold on tight. Kenny Pickett and Flacco. Cutting the nuts off the dog with Flacco. You saw what that looks like in Cincy, but that's Jamar Chase and company. But still, that's 2 weeks into their system. Not being able to get talent at wide receiver. Not being able to push this offense. Nobody's developing. And you kind of see why. You kind of see why this team really hit the shithole this year. Really hit it. Because you got elite defense. You got a young stud running back. Offensive line issues. You have nothing at wide receiver compared to everybody else in the league. Compared to a lot of other teams, you have nothing at wide receiver. Jerry Jeudy can't separate, not looking good. Isaiah Bond, I want to see more of him. But I really can't get a look when the quarterback can only throw 5-yard outs. I can't get a look. I can't. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. In order for Gabriel to keep his job, he's got to start proving that he can win games for the Browns, not win it in spite of him, due to the other team messing up on kick returns, fumbling it, missed field goals, turnovers by the other quarterback, the defense killing it, Judkins getting all the touchdowns, 3 touchdowns last week. Like, he's got to step up and start making. I get he's a rookie. I get he's a 3rd-round rookie. He's supposed to be a backup. It's switching over to Shedeur soon. Everybody's saying it. Everybody knows it. But what's that really going to look like? And if it looks like a Gabriel injury with Shedeur not getting the reps, what's Shedeur going to look like? Is that the best situation you want to put your young quarterback in? The best situation is going into that bye week, getting some extra practice time, getting ready to roll with him. That deep ball accuracy, being able to fit it into tight windows, red zone, round the sideline, pushing it downfield, which you don't have it now. You don't have it now unless something changes. You don't have it down. The balls ain't going to be batted down around the line of scrimmage as often. The picks, sure, if Shedeur messes up a bit, is it going to be as bad as Gabriel? Is his downside as bad as Gabriel, what you're seeing now? Considering what we saw over the summer of him having to play with car salesmen and equipment guys. Considering with the lack of preparation. Lack of preparation here, you might get something better than Gabriel. I think with a week and a half or so off the bye, I think Shedeur might be able to cook, even though you neglected him all summer. Let me know what you think, though, in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.